Okay, so we are live. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another interesting podcast today. Before I bring in the speaker, let me tell you कि आपका अगर कोई भी questions होंगे, you can type in this video comment. Best will be अगर आप इस वीडियो की live chat में अगर आप डाल सके तो we will be able to respond to your questions as soon as possible. Alternatively, अगर आपके पास questions नहीं भी होंगे, even then do make a point to come here, say hi, hello in the chat box ताकि हमें पता चले हमारे साथ ऑनलाइन कौन है। और आज का पॉडकास्ट और भी इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है क्योंकि आज के पॉडकास्ट में मैं अनाउंस करने वाली हूँ मंथली गिव अवे का नाम एंड द प्राइस इज अ कैश प्राइस ऑफ 500 रुपीज। सो गाइज बी रेडी, हम जल्दी ही स्टार्ट करेंगे। सो लेट मी स्विच ऑफ माई वीडियो। It's very natural to avoid the mere thought of losing our loved ones. But काफी लोगों के लिए जिन्होंने एक्चुअली अपने प्रियजनों को लूज किया है, उनके लिए उस ग्रीफ को ओवरकम करना बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है। इवन अ पेट लॉस। कई बार ऐसा होता है कि जिन बिलवेड लोगों को इन लोगों ने लूज किया होता है, उनका प्रेजेंस कहीं ना कहीं उन लोगों को फील होता है। सो दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन माय पॉडकास्ट टुडे। With me Sudha Krishnan, who is going to speak about divine guidance and the language of spirits. वो एक एनिमल कम्युनिकेटर है and वो आफ्टर लाइफ कम्युनिकेशन के बारे में भी हमसे बात करेंगी। She has helped a lot many people overcome their complicated grief by honoring their loved ones' spirits and making the mortals feel at peace with themselves. So hey folks, welcome to my value adding podcast. In case if you guys are new out over here and if you resonate with my high value adding channel and want to meet interesting people every week, do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button and the all notification button. सुधा कृष्णन के डिटेल्स मैंने इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में भी दे दिए हैं। इन केस अगर आपको और भी कोई रीजन के लिए उन्हें कांटेक्ट करना है, you will actually have to go through me. And how to do that? Just type in your comments in this video comments and we will see how best we can respond back to you. So before we move on with the podcast, do check out my latest video पर जहाँ पर मैंने शेयर किए हैं अपने कई सारी एक्सपीरियंस, अपने लर्निंग्स, अपनी जो टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स जो मैंने यूज किए थे अपने YouTube चैनल को मोनेटाइज करने के लिए विद इन 1 year ऑफ इट्स इनिशिएशन। उसका लिंक भी मैंने इस वीडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन में आप सबको दे दिया है। सो नाउ लेट्स डाइव इन। Okay, so I have with me Sudha over here. Hi Sudha, कैसी हैं आप?
Hi, very nice. Thank you so much for inviting me. Lots of love and gratitude. Yeah, a lot of best wishes to everyone who's watching this show.
Definitely. So I welcome you to my channel, to my podcast, and to our world of audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So सुधा, आपने जैसे कि देखा मैंने एक शॉर्ट इंट्रोडक्शन वीडियो बनाया था आपके बारे में, पर मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप भी खुद आपके बारे में कुछ बताएं।
जरूर। Basically, I have tapped into this intuitive, how do I say, side of mine with my personal experiences. So initially, to say that since my younger days, I have always been intuitive in the sense that कि सामने वाला, if anything was to happen or if I would meet someone or about them, something kuch na kuch, I used to feel it. But at that point of time, I did not know as to what it was, and I went along, in my life journey. Yeah, but one incident at the age of 15 actually made me a firm believer in my guru, okay, who is Shirdi Sai. As a family, we were going to Shirdi, in those days, say around 35 years ago. I remember it as a big van, a family, all of us were going to Shirdi. On our way back at Nashik, the van just broke down, and it was the middle of nowhere, and there was a huge factory out there. So for over 2 hours, we've been struggling to find someone to help us out because there was no way we could reach home, and we were, there was no help received at that point of time. And I prayed to Baba at that time, saying that, is this the way? I mean, like, we have come to take your darshan, and we are on our way back. I was I can't even explain. Even now, I get goosebumps. Suddenly, a person from somewhere with a bag came in with all his tools, and he said that I will repair your vehicle. And without even taking money, he went off, and we reached
Oh,
home. So that was the turning point in my life where I turned spiritual. And since then onwards, I have been, completely relying on my intuition, living my life. And over a period of time, I got married, and it's like how every one of us go through having children, and like having our life. But then suddenly again, but I have been listening to all speakers, over a period of time. The first lady who opened up the emotional blocks, or I could say the unlocked those energy blocks, is Louise Hay. She
okay.
is my first guru in physical body, and I'm how do I say, I completely owe it to her for again getting me back onto that spiritual path. There my journey began, and then slowly I started reading her books, and then after that I discovered Dr. Brian Weiss, okay, and his book Many Masters, Many Lives it. I don't know. I mean, it's like Bible for me. So after that, it went on like Wayne Dyer, and then Anita Murjani. She had a near-death experience. Anita Murjani. She's also a motivational speaker, and I think one should go and read about her on the net. After that, and then slowly my afterlife curiosity began, and I firmly believe that all of us have this ability. Oh, it's just the fact that we need to keep our minds open, and also how do I say, universe always speaks to us. So we need to keep our senses open and reception, to be receptive to the messages, to the experiences. Yeah, there are challenges in life, but not always. There are, even in those challenges, we can find ourselves in the how do I say, the most beautiful path if we wish to discover it. So then, Afterlife again, I would say Bob Olson, who runs a TV, Afterlife TV. So listening to all these guys, slowly my journey began, and that's how I should say that I'm on this path today, and I'm extremely grateful to all those teachers who are living here, and also my guru who has shaped me up wherever I am today.
Yes, सुधा
Yeah.
सुधा आई एम सो सॉरी, मुझे थोड़े मोमेंट के लिए आपको पॉज करना पड़ेगा
Sure,
एक्चुअली.
sure.
I just have to look at someone who has commented. Just, I'm so
Sure,
sorry.
sure,
Just
sure.
I'll be back.
No worries. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Not
Okay,
at all. Not at all.
I had to go because there is no one other than my kid at home.
Hmm.
Okay,
Sure,
ठीक है.
sure.
So let us continue. सुधा, आप एक आफ्टर लाइफ कम्युनिकेटर हो. So
Yes.
when was the first time you realized कि आपके पास एक special ability है?
Okay. So, in my point of view, everyone has this ability. It's not just me. Okay. So, well, each one of us can tap into our intuitive abilities, and have this all these experiences while you're living in this physical body. But for me, it was more so because I was spiritual since my younger days, and I was listening to all these teachers. And over a period of time, I realized that yes, there is something beyond this physical body, physical realm for me, and I want to explore it. That's when I attended this workshop held by Manjari Late, and that was an animal communication. After attending that, I realized that okay, yes, I can completely understand what's happening. And I went on to Udemy and I did various courses. Okay, to start off with, I did it on animal communication by Claire Bloomfield. Then I did her even afterlife course, afterlife animal
Okay.
course. And then that got me interested. Did courses given by designed by Sal Jade, her psychic and tarot reading. And then, yeah, my dream was to attend Arthur Findlay College in UK for that experience. Arthur Findlay College is like the pinnacle of metaphysics. I mean, whoever has a brush with
Okay.
metaphysics would know. And well, it's expensive and I couldn't afford it to be honest. And because I
Okay.
had that deep desire, I was thrilled that Julian Jenkins, who himself is a psychic, he in association with Dr. Martin Colclough, who used to teach at Arthur Findlay College, they had designed some courses for Udemy. And that is those are on the basis of trance healing. That is, in trance healing, you invite we go into a meditative mode wherein someone from the spiritual who is not in the physical body comes through and helps us, helps the patients, helps them treat for various medical issues or psychological issues or whatever xyz issues. And that is true. It is there on Udemy, one can check out. So that
Okay.
got me interested. So all these experiences actually have put me on this path. So it's and my own personal experience wherein I lost my dad 2 years ago, suddenly. In a sense, he didn't wake up from his sleep. But yeah, because I knew, I had this sense, I knew that one of my parents would pass on that year. I knew about it, but I didn't know exactly as to when, where, and how, because I am not, God, to be honest. So it's not necessary that you need to know the time and all, but yeah, but I knew that premonition, you call it. So that helped me to connect with my dad even after he passed on. So I still do connect with him, and he does help us from that realm.
So
So
Sudha, do
it's
you feel like topics like these, जैसे कि हम psychic abilities के बारे में जब हम बात करते हैं, do you think these are taboo topics? मतलब लोग उसको किस तरीके से
uh,
रेस्पॉन्ड करते हैं?
actually it's fear based. Basically क्या होता है कि see, it's like two sides of a coin. Energy, you have positive energy and negative energy as well. So when it is afterlife communication is basically considered as a paranormal feature. It's beyond your physical realm. जो आप इधर इन फिजिकल बॉडी में रह के जो फील कर सकते हो, जो देख सकते हो, जो टच कर सकते हो, वही आपको दिखता है. Whereas afterlife communication is something is where using your senses you get in touch with those souls which are not in the physical body, and it is difficult for you to access because you cannot see. So but then it what happens is that people use this energy also in a negative way. So
Okay.
it, yeah, because yes, it happens because it's like a two sides of a coin. Energy is like a two sides of a coin, both positive and negative. But it all depends upon the intention of the person who is using his
Correct.
energy. Once your intention is pure and there is a purpose behind this intention, your experience will always be positive, and it will actually
Okay.
help you to overcome your grief and also to connect with those souls who were transitioned and who also want to connect with their loved ones who are in the physical body over here. So that is wherein people like us who step in, who help them connect. That is the one, their loved ones who are in the spirit world to the ones who are in the physical body here. But yeah,
Agree.
one has to be careful about it, that as to what is the path you choose. It is important that your intention should be purposeful.
Right.
So that is the reason why it is a taboo, because people do use it for negative purpose. It's a fact.
Agreed. Agreed. So, Sudha,
So,
we
and
actually have one question from the audience. You will see it
uh-huh,
also right over here. So, the question has come from Black Bear. Why
uh,
people with Dev gun can't see or feel presence of spirits? Is this true?
who is Devgan? I do not know.
अच्छा, देवगन एक्चुअली जो कुंडली में होते हैं ना, लाइक गण होते हैं, जैसे मनुष्य गण हो गया, देवगन हो गया या राक्षस गण हो गया. सो देयर आर दिस कैटेगरीज इन द कुंडलीज ऐसे. तो उसमें
Uh-huh,
जो देवगन होते, तो देयर इज अ पॉपुलर थिंग. ओके, आई एम नॉट रियली
uh-huh,
श्योर हाउ ट्रू इट
yeah,
इज, बट दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच आई हैव हर्ड कि लाइक पीपल हु आर born with देवगन, they cannot see or feel anything. मतलब they are like the most protected ones. People
uh-huh.
born in the Rakshas gun can see, can feel,
Acha,
but they are not harmed. And people
okay,
who are born in the Manushya gun, they seem to be more susceptible. मतलब वो
okay.
सबसे इम्पैक्टेड होते हैं. तो ये काफी पॉपुलर है. आई डू नॉट नो हाउ ट्रू इट इज, पर ये जो मैंने सुना है, तो आई थिंक दिस क्वेश्चन इज आल्सो बेस्ड ऑन इट.
Uh, Honestly, I cannot answer on this because I believe more in, how do I say, in my own personal experience, which led me to this path. Okay, so why can't this sense or feel? Because your, according to me, it is your mental block. See, I do not follow astrology or numerology or any other science. I follow only what comes to me as my Baba's gift. So I honestly cannot comment too much about it because I need to read about it and then get back. But yeah, what I believe is that once your intention is clear, once you are receptive, okay, once you, this maybe my science is different from what the question he's asking, because I believe that, maybe I'm more even practical as well, because I believe in today's world, astrology to certain extent it is difficult to follow. There are people who follow it to the T, but it is difficult to follow. So
Agreed.
I believe that it is more of your intention which comes from the heart, makes you feel the presence. And
True.
presence of spirit means, is it a good energy or a bad energy? So that is all, that also matters. So for me
Agreed.
it is always the guidance which I receive, and I, my intention is to help people.
Right.
So that is why I do this.
राइट. सो
Yeah,
ब्लैक बेयर,
so
आई होप कि आपके क्वेश्चन का जवाब मिल गया होगा. आई अंडरस्टैंड कि मतलब शायद आपके क्वेश्चंस और भी आ सकते हैं, स्पेशली सुधा. जब मैंने लास्ट टाइम जब आपसे मैंने जब बात की थी अबाउट चार्व का
yeah, that's true, that's
फिलोसफी,
true, I read
आई
about
थिंक
it.
इवन
Yeah,
दैट्स द क्वेश्चन दैट हैड कम फ्रॉम ब्लैक बेयर. सो ब्लैक बेयर, इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड टू आस्क दैट क्वेश्चन, मे बी दिस इज द राइट प्लेटफॉर्म. लेट्स सी व्हाट सुधा हैज टू से अबाउट इट. So meanwhile, Sudha will continue with our
yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
Thanks,
sure.
Black Bear. And time to take a pause. And now the time has come to ask question to the audience and not to Sudha as well. But Sudha, you can tell me whether it is right or not. So the question for audience over here is, what is past life regression? So इस क्वेश्चन में यहीं पर हैंगिंग रखने वाली हूँ और अपने कॉन्वर्जेशन को कंटिन्यू करने वाली हूँ सुधा के साथ.
Yeah, sure.
सुधा, चलते हैं अपने कुछ और इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चंस पे, कुछ और डीप लेवल पे क्वेश्चंस पे. So what really happens exactly when a soul dies?
To be honest, it is with the soul leaving the physical body. Okay,
Correct.
so a soul is the blueprint, and we have various lives. That is the various times we visit this planet in different physical bodies. So when soul actually is about to leave the body, they feel the presence of their loved ones from the spirit. Sometimes even pet
Okay.
animals, their pet animals who are in spirit also, they surround them, they
Oh.
come to take them. This is my personal
Oh.
experience from the chats I have done. Okay,
अच्छा.
so that the soul does not feel lost, and that's a very difficult moment for
Oh.
the soul to, the transition, leave this physical body. There are so many things which are left behind, and some of them are so emotional that they cannot leave their loved ones here and then transition. The
Agreed.
journey becomes difficult for them, so they start feeling the presence, maybe a day or two, or maybe a few hours before they transition. whom they love the most and who are in the spirit world. They are there comforting them, saying that yes, we are here, it's a beautiful world, we have come here to take you, so you please, relax and come with us, so that the transition
Oh,
becomes easy and they
right.
do not feel that loss. See, all these experiences are registered in our subconscious mind. So when we leave the soul, okay, when it is a pleasant experience, okay, so the subconscious mind, like when we take a next life, okay, when that same soul goes into a different body again, so all these memories are registered in that subconscious mind. So it
Okay.
carries forward. That's how, I mean, that has been proven by Dr. Brian Weiss in his book Many Masters, Many Lives. Okay,
Yes.
so the all our subconscious mind has a store of all the memories of all our past lives.
But
Yeah.
is it right, Sudha? Do you think, कि मतलब, is it right to actually tap into that memory and understand what had really happened in the past? Like, what do
Yes,
you think about
sometimes
it?
it does help you to overcome the fears and the anxiety issues in the current life, because sometimes you get, for no unknown reason, you panic, you take stress,
Right.
like you have some phobias, so you would
Correct.
want to know as to why do I have this phobia. Within my conscious, when I'm conscious, I know that this is not harmful, but yeah, but I fear. So when you tap into your subconscious mind, you will come to know that maybe you would have been buried alive, or you would have been in a war-torn country, or something, you've been washed away in some floods. So all those experiences, when the soul leaves the body in a stressful situation, those memories are recorded and then they're carried forward to the next life.
Maybe
So those
something like
fears,
say
yeah, it's like the
accident
trigger
or
point. You don't know as
yeah.
to why this is happening, unknown to you. You try so many medications, so many remedies, but that is what Dr. Brian Weiss did. He was treating his patient. He's a parapsychologist of University of Miami. So he was treating one of his patients under hypnosis. It happened that suddenly she took him to one of the past lives of hers, giving him an account as to what has happened, and that is how he also came to know of. Then she started telling him about his life as well.
True.
So that how interconnected it is. Yeah.
So Sudha, now when we are talking about a soul leaving a body, okay, अभी जैसे कि popular एक Bollywood movie आई थी, उसमें there was one dialogue that took lots of attention of people. बहुत ही अच्छा dialogue था. It said like, the pain, the grief which we talk about, okay, more than the soul who is leaving the physical body, the grief is more with the people who are left behind. So what do you think? How much grief does a soul feel?
Soul actually, when it transitions from the physical body, it is detached from the physical body. So when they are in a different realm, they cannot feel that pain, or which the physical body में जो होता है. That is obviously, as you explained, it is faced by the people whom they have left behind. Especially suppose
Okay.
the soul transitions in their absence. आपको पता है कि okay, you have to reach that place, and before you reach, you have so many things that you want to tell before that person leaves, before that soul leaves, but you don't have that time, or
Right.
you're caught unaware, like you just wake up and you see that he's gone. So
True.
in that case, that is what it is. It's like it is the soul does not feel that, but then the soul knows that the people whom they have left behind over here are not able to accept it.
Right.
See, everybody knows that we have to live. We are here only for a limited period of time. We are not eternal. But yeah, but how many of us are actually prepared to leave?
True. True.
That
Very
is the
true.
question. Yeah.
So Sudha, do you feel people who have died in accidents or have committed suicide? What about their souls? क्या उनकी souls की जो transition होती है वो smooth होती है? Or what really happens?
It depends. See, accident में क्या होता है? Sometimes the soul doesn't even realize that it is out of body. Only when they see that, okay, like in a car accident, going at a high speed, and suddenly there's an accident and you're out of body. You do not know, but there are people. See, what I have read and I understood, and I have learned from others experiences, is that that they are given an opportunity ki, do you want to go into this body with XYZ, these kind of situations, are you willing to go by their masters, by their group of masters? The soul says, no, I am not willing to go. So then there
Oh,
ends the matter. But if the soul is willing to face those challenges, one, the soul is willing to face those challenges, and second thing, that the people, when they are out of the body, the masters themselves say this isn't the time for you to come, so you have to go back and fulfill your term. So
right,
these are the various options, various things which I have learned, or even from my own communication I've seen that when when in case of an accident, whereas in case of a suicide, it is a most knowingly you're leaving, you're doing something wrong, right? You know that that is not the solution, you're doing out of despair, and of course, yes, at that point of time the transition is very difficult, not only for them but also for those who they have left behind. So sometimes if they may not be able to transition that smoothly, because
right.
they're still attached to this earth. So that is why कहते हैं ना हम भूत देखते हैं and all that stuff. It is actually not that. It is, these are those souls who are earthly bound and were not able to leave the earth, because they're still attached to all those things, people, places. So, and honestly, sometimes these are the ones who are lost souls who are used for negative energy. That is what
Ah,
my experience
correct.
is. See,
No,
whatever
agree.
I'm saying now is the thing is which I have experienced in the past few years in my communication, based on that, plus what I have learned from others, teachers, and everything. That is what I'm sharing with everyone on this platform.
So, what can the living people do to ensure that the souls who are departing or leaving their body, unka transition smooth ho? What can the living people do?
Yeah, acceptance, accepting
Okay.
them, accepting that none of us are immortal, okay, and all of us have to leave at one point of time, and especially who are suffering, to tell them, yes, we can take care of ourselves here, you please go, you know we cannot see you in pain, so you please transition. And some of them, it's like, in spite of all these assurances, some of them cannot leave, but yet they are forced to leave. So that is when again, you know they are like, they live half-heartedly, it is not a smooth
Acha,
transition.
correct,
Yeah, so
correct.
it's not a complete transition, because they know that their loved ones are also suffering, they are also suffering, so it's that kind of attachment. That is why, how do we say, after a certain age, in our Hindu philosophy, people used to leave and go to, they never used to look back in olden days and go to Kashi,
Okay, okay.
so that you renounce everything, you cut off all your ties, and you're prepared for that soul to transition.
Right, right.
So those practices used to be followed in those olden days, because of this soul transition only, so that your soul
Makes
transitions
sense.
smoothly. And many a times you do not want to come back into this physical body again. So
Okay,
those who are mentally prepared for that, those who accept that, yes, I have to leave and I do not want to come, so they just leave everything and they used to go, maybe walking. In those days there was no means of transport, so people on the way used to take care of them, like
right.
who are, you know they used to take care of them, so that they also benefit and learn from this kind of journey.
Agreed, agreed.
Yeah.
So, Sudha, I think we now have an answer to the question that was asked. So, past
Mm-hmm.
life regression is one kind of hypnotherapy that uses hidden memories of past life in our subconscious mind. So,
Yeah,
what do you say, Sudha? This is right?
that's true, yes. It's
Okay,
actually, our subconscious mind is actually a blueprint. It's a collection of all our past memories, and that is where sometimes our reactions, or our fears, or our phobias emanate from. Because when we sleep, that is when even our dreams, the fearful dreams, which is because you do not know the reason. When you wake up, you say, okay, I am not that, but I have dreamt of that. Why? It is because of those memories which are hidden, and in conjunction with the conscious mind, it triggers, your current stress levels. So it's a beautiful way of actually understanding yourself, past life regression. But one should have the courage to face to face those visions, those messages. Not all are prepared for it. So
Agreed.
so you, if you had any, all of us would have, because we evolve. None of us are free from any of the experiences. All of us would have gone through physical violence or mental violence, or even calamities, would say starvation. So all these kind of experiences over a period of time, because our journey is not limited to just one life. It's been going on and on and on, and we evolve over a period of time.
True.
So
True.
that is why you find the difference in human beings. Some of them who do not even have money are at, they're, when you say by virtue, they're far better than people who have a lot of money. So it all depends upon, you know as to how matured your soul is from within. Like if you go to a poor man's house, he has nothing to lose, he'll just offer you whatever he has. But at the same time, people who have really good amount of money are not willing to share.
True.
So so what lies in you, that the soul, the maturity of that soul.
How beautifully said, Sudha.
It is so that's why you come across, that's the, how do I say, flavors of life. And that's how all we are at a different levels of learning in this physical body.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
thanks Black Bear for your response. It is correct. So
thank you so
सुधा,
much.
अभी मूव ऑन
Yeah.
करते हैं अभी हमारे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन के ऊपर. So Sudha, can you just tell us any one case study wherein you were able to contact a spirit and what really happened at that point of time? क्या आपने कोई tools use किए थे?
Yes. See, basically the tools which I use are the four clairs, which are, you know body is fitted with, and which God has gifted us. All the four clairs: clear cognizance, clear sentience, clear audience, and clairvoyance. All these four clairs. All of these are put into action. Plus, meditation is a very powerful tool. Meditation is nothing but a stillness of the mind. That is when you're connecting with your surrounding world, and just giving that, how do I say, reaching the state of silence wherein you are one with God. Okay, so that is when, if you are to receive, you will definitely receive the messages. So that is how I work with meditation and using my clairs. Case study is, it's like, as I said, I did many courses on Udemy, and all those courses are attached to Facebook groups world over. So there was this one lady who had posted for a pet who had passed on, a pet dog who had passed on 22 years back. That is when I was doing it. So if you count today, it must be around 26 years back. And
Okay.
I just took it up, like saying, okay, let me just communicate with the soul and see, because I was, I stepped into that territory at that time, newly stepped into the territory at that time. And the communication which came through, the lady was like blown away. She said, oh my God, is this real? So that is when I realized that I had the ability to connect with the souls who have departed, whether it's an animal or human, because I have helped even human beings, okay, to connect with their ancestors. Here, I would like to mention my friend's name, Nidhi Ami, who for whom I have spoken to their ancestors, and also my friend from Argentina, Katrina. I had connected with her ancestors as far as, like, they were living in 1800s. She was writing a book. She's writing a book on her family. It's more of a building up a family tree, and she wanted information from her ancestors. We became friends on book, because I had communicated with her departed pet. And till then, till I gave her the communication, she was not able to give a farewell to her pet. She loved him like her
True.
own child. And after the communication, she had actually, in their culture, I think, I do not know how to explain, but she had some beautiful decorations and everything. And she had kept some items for him. That is, what I sense is they keep it for as a journey, so that they take those in their spiritual realms,
Right.
those items. And
अपने
then
अपने
she
रिचुअल करते
decorated
थे.
it, that ritual. She completed that ritual and she had sent me pictures. I was like, I was totally in tears, because I never knew that I could help people in such a way. So then it became more of a, how do I say, a purpose for me in my life, that if God has gifted me with this ability, I would definitely like to explain, and help people connect, and with those who are in the spiritual world, their loved ones, and also help them to bring, to overcome that grief, and to carry on with their life journey.
True.
So it's beautiful. Each experience has been really beautiful. So that was the
We
first one.
actually have
And
a
then I
Nidhi
did.
over here.
Oh, okay.
So Nidhi,
Thank you,
please
Nidhi. Thank you
beautiful
so much.
explain that
Yeah, she had,
interesting podcast.
and
Lots
and
of
it's
love.
amazing. In Actually, it's amazing to know that these ancestors also understand the communication which comes to. See, I do not know what, when I'm communicating, I do not know what is happening in your life at personal level. So they have received messages from them, which actually was explaining their current situation, and also giving them
Oh,
messages for future. Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. And it was really, you know I don't know, it's a beautiful experience. I don't even know how to explain. Word short fall short of, because for me it's so fulfilling. It's really fulfilling. Like, I'm able to do something which helps others. you know
Correct.
that comes from the bottom of my heart. So
Agreed. It is
yeah.
indeed very beautiful, Sudha. So Sudha, like आप कोई ऐसे भी चीजें बता सकती है जहां पर how now this was a communication that you did with people who had moved on, मतलब
Yeah,
pass
yeah.
on हो चुके हैं, but people who are left behind, how were you able to help them overcome their grief? आप कुछ short में कुछ बता सकते हैं ऐसे?
Yeah, sometimes they have questions, unanswered questions. So when they put those questions, I connect with their loved ones, and whatever they explain, that explanation is passed on to them. So I become a medium wherein they have these questions, and the answers are given by their loved ones.
True,
So
true.
that's how it helps them to bridge the gap, or you can
True.
say reduce that grief.
Agreed. So, Sudha, we have one more question from the audience. It is from Black Bear. Have you ever read, heard, or communicated with any spirit that went to heaven or hell and then communicated with humans, revealed secrets of heaven, hell, or any supernatural power that controls the world? That's an interesting question.
Beautiful question. Okay, I will tell you what I believe in. I believe that there's only one source from which we come in, all of us. One source. So, whatever we do over here is our personal choice. We always have a choice in every situation, okay, to choose to act and to take our decisions. So in my experience, when everyone comes from one source, there is no heaven or hell. It's just that beautiful source. So when the soul leaves this body, it reaches that one source. So, and that one source is, the love is unconditional, unparalleled. That one source has the ability to embrace you even if you have committed n number of sins on this planet, and always gives you an opportunity to come back again on the good path. So for me, I have not come across hell. I have always come across the love, the divine love of that one source. So secrets, I feel that secrets, there's nothing like. Yes, energy, yes, exists. Energy has two sides. It has positive and negative. It depends upon which path you choose. So with negative energy, yes, using pendulum, etc., people have created disasters. But
Okay.
how far is it good for you, for humankind? That's a big question. It's your choice, end of the day. So the only supernatural power that controls the world is that one divine source, and that's what for me is my Baba.
Wonderfully
So
explained, Sudha.
yeah.
Thank you, Blackberry, for your question. So अभी एक क्वेश्चन मेरी तरफ से फिर से ऑडियंस के लिए. So what are some of the unique burial rituals across the world? तो इस क्वेश्चन को भी मैं यहाँ पे हैंगिंग रखूंगी and we will start again with our questions. So सुधा, जब भी आप स्पिरिट से बात करते हैं, what is the language in which a spirit speaks or talks?
First of all, before I speak to the spirit, I invite the divine energy of Baba. So in his presence, I communicate with them because he is my guide. So whatever, how do I say the language? Language is, I generally speak English or Hindi. So I have the habit of typing it on my laptop as I hear, as I see, as I feel. Whatever visions I have, I describe them and I type it out. So it's more like, how do you say, automatic writing they call, but it's not automatic writing, but I am in touch with the soul. Okay, so for me the language would be like whatever I understand. And sometimes yes, they do give certain specific words which only the human can relate. It's like, suppose the human has some pet name, so I can hear that pet name and I write it on the paper.
Okay.
So yeah, so I wouldn't be knowing, like suppose if that in one case wherein the father, departed father, he had mentioned the name of his daughter's pet dog. So I had written the name of that pet dog on the in my communication. So I never knew that the daughter had adopted this, so she was like really very happy. And then she very emotional, then she told me that yes, I had adopted and he used to love my pet dog. So
Oh.
yeah, so if they wish to communicate certain words, like one of my friend's grandfather, I had spoken to her departed grandfather, and he was also a devotee of Shirdi Sai. So he had mentioned the word Om Sai Ram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had put that in my communication. So that's how it's like, in those unique words, that confirms that yes, you have communicated with, apart from the information which has come
Right.
through, the information obviously they can relate to. So that's how it's like local language, sometimes pet names, sometimes like you have your own how do I say, pet names in your mother tongue. So
Correct.
जो unique words आते हैं which I hear, I include it in, obviously I write it down. So that's how it is. That's called the language of the spirit. It depends on, if you are tuned to certain language, they will talk to you. There's nothing actually, language and all is for us because we are in the physical body in a particular territory, will in a particular country. But once you're out of body, it's just the one source. Everybody
Correct.
comes from there. So you go back there. So that's all. Silence is the
Right.
language of God. So silence is the language of spirit.
Agree. So Sudha, how easy it is to contact a spirit? Can you just tell us some of the challenges that you faced?
Initially, yes. Over a period of time, yes. Now, initially, yes, in the sense that it was difficult for me to accept the information which used to come through. Slowly, I realized that once I get into that zone, or once I'm in touch with the spirit, I need to write down everything I receive, everything to the T. There was nothing that should be omitted, even an alphabet or a word, to the extent that in the sense, like whatever is received by me, whether it makes sense or not, because that information is not for me, it is for the person who has contacted me. So everything is on the paper.
Correct.
So that was the initial challenge. And the second thing is that many a times people do contact, but not with the intention to connect, but the intention to test me. So when that happens, they find the information to be very generic. अरे ये तो it's like normal any communication, इसमें क्या खासियत है? But actually, if you you need to understand that you have to read between the lines. That is where the meaning lies. Though it may
Correct.
look very normal to you and me, because that does not relate to us, but it actually relates to the person who is contacting me. So it also depends upon the genuineness of the intention of the person contacting me, and
Right.
plus the acceptance. You are contacting the spirit with some expectations, some xyz kind of answers, whereas the spirit gives you a different kind of an answer altogether, because they know what is happening in your life, and they know
Okay.
are what you need to receive. So there is a
Correct.
mismatch in the kind of expectations. So that's
Right.
when my according they will label me saying that my information is wrong, but it's okay, that's
Oh,
acceptable to me, because it depends upon the intention of the person who is contacting me. So
absolutely.
it in general it is difficult to believe that one can do this. Okay, it's unless you go through that experience, unless you really maybe lose someone, or you are you see them in your dreams often, they come with messages. So it's like it's unless you are willing to keep yourself open to these experiences, it is difficult to believe.
So, Sudha, now in this case, I understand that you have a special ability to hear voices as well. Just like last time when we were speaking, you actually, told me during the conversation that at times you suddenly hear voices.
Yes.
So, what are those voices? What do you feel or what do you think from those voices? And what do you really do to, avoid voices that can be really, kind of a nuisance also at times? What do you think about it?
I haven't experienced that way, because I always do communication only when it is needed and it has a purpose.
Okay, so it
So,
never happened the other way around.
no, because I do not contact unnecessarily. It is not required. So I do it only if the person is really undergoing some issue, wants answers, and is suffering, is unable to sleep, or it gives them the peace of mind, and they have that intention, the genuine intention to reach out, their loved ones.
okay,
Only then I contact a soul. Otherwise, no. Why
okay.
do you
So
need it?
no,
Isn't
no.
it?
I mean, my question was actually, has it ever happened
No, it
that
does
you
not, because as
suddenly
I
do
told you,
something
when
unnecessary, like
when I
something
venture
that you
no no
were
when I
doing?
venture into this realm, for me it is very important that I take Baba's guidance, because you
Right.
need a guide. I do not know, I'm in this physical body yet, right? So I'm only exploring. So I need a guide, and for me, he is my whole and soul protector. So when you're into this work, basically, each and every psychic or each and every person who is gifted this ability knows that they need to protect themselves, surround themselves with a divine light, so that when you are in this physical body, your body is protected and your consciousness is also protected.
Right.
So that is very important. So when you do that, automatically your flow is in a different zone, it never crosses its line. It's
Okay.
always that divine energy flow which comes in. That's why I call it as a divine guidance. For me, it is a completely divine guidance.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Sudha, what is rebirth and what is reincarnation? इन दोनों में difference क्या है?
बेसिकली ज्यादा फर्क तो है नहीं. It's a technical term. Rebirth, a soul is the blueprint, and rebirth is wherein we come into the same body. Okay.
Okay.
Reincarnation is in different bodies. It also happens that the soul can take birth of an animal. See, in Indian philosophy, it is called the karma, right?
Hmm.
What you s- what you are given a physical body according to your karmas, the deeds, which, right? So that is where the reincarnation comes in. So sometimes, depending upon your karma, you are in a human body or you are in an animal body, or it depends as to what kind of deeds you have you know done when you were given the opportunity to work out your karma. So rebirth is, it's like you coming here for a visitation on this planet with the same kind of physical body.
Okay. Okay.
So a soul takes rebirth. The concept is that taking rebirth is getting into the body, physical body. It can be anything. Whereas reincarnation, you say it can be reincarnation, can be a human body or it can be an animal body or any other.
Okay.
I
Okay.
hope I have explained it.
Yeah,
You
it is.
understood?
Indeed.
So
So
it's
Sudha,
like a full set and a subset.
yeah,
Rebirth is a concept and reincarnation is a subset of it.
correct. So
So the
Sudha, how
reincarnation can
different
be
is a,
in, yeah,
yeah, so how different is an animal soul from a human soul?
not really.
Is there a
I didn't find much of a difference. Uh, are you there? Yeah,
yes, yes, Sudha, please
yeah, yeah.
continue.
Yeah, for me, I didn't find much of a difference actually, because as you had, can you hear me? I lost the connection.
Yeah, Sudha, I am
Yeah.
back. आज बहुत ज़्यादा disturbance है.
No, no, relax, relax. It's fine.
Yes.
It's absolutely fine. No worries at all. So
Okay, so
it's
we
a,
have one more question, I think. Uh, okay, so Black Bear is said we can hear you. Okay, I'm sorry, मेरे ख्याल से थोड़ा बहुत ये हो गया था. There is
that's
one more
okay.
response. Okay, so this is the response to my question, I think. According to Zoroastrian rituals, they leave
Yeah,
dead
they do
bodies
it
to feed
because
the
your
vultures.
body, yeah, the body is also purposeful, because
Correct.
obviously body degenerates. So it is, every part of your body is given back to earth. That is the science behind leaving the body to the vulture, so that becomes food for, that's a life cycle, right? Every
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
so go ahead.
you had asked me a question. uh yeah, difference between
Yeah,
animal
this was
soul and
actually the response actually. ये जो response है actually for the
hmm,
question which I asked.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so thanks Black Bear for your question.
Thank you so much for being there.
Okay, so we'll continue. So,
Yeah.
Sudha, there is also something popularly called a soul contract. ये soul contract क्या चीज होती है?
Soul contract is, see, before you get into this, I sense this more as a Western concept. Before you get into the physical body, okay, to travel on this earth for taking that birth, you design your life, you design your challenges. So that is a soul contract, and also with the people surrounding you, it's like a group contract wherein you reincarnate with all these people to learn your lessons. So all the challenges in our life are more like lessons. So if you accept them, embrace them, you grow from within. It is an experience for you, good or bad. An experience is an experience. It helps
Right,
you to grow richer from inside. So that is what the soul contract, essence of the soul contract is, that you have come here to raise the bar.
right.
But many times what happens is that once you are in the physical body, you forget, that soul contract, because you don't connect with
Oh,
yourself inside. You are
बिल्कुल.
lost in these challenges which are posed on the planet, and you are lost in that. So when you turn inward, once when you turn inside, connect with your gut, with your GPS that has been fitted, you will realize that these challenges are nothing but they are lessons for soul advancement. And that is the essence of the soul contract.
Absolutely. So is this thing same for animal souls as well?
Basically, yes, because yes and no. Yes, in the sense that animals are in different situations. Some of them are on streets, free spirits who are not connected to any humans. Some of them go into such, how do I say, rich families, but they do not get that attention, that love. They are just like, you know, toys for them. So For an animal, it is more the situation in which they are in, because at the soul level they are connected to the divine every second of their life. That is the animal
Okay.
instinct.
Right.
Animals rely on their instinct. Why? Because they turn inward. They are relying on the GPS that has been fitted into them. That's not the
Correct.
same with the humans,
Correct.
right? So that is why for animal it is more the situation is a learning lesson. You are with, suppose they are with people, some of them are like, going in Mercedes. Okay, some small dogs or big dogs, and either they're loved by their humans or they're not loved by their humans. They're disconnected from their humans. The caretakers take care of them, whereas they
Right.
yearn for the love of their humans.
Agree.
Similarly, some animals are tied outside. They are in, that kind of a situation. So it is a situation of the animal which defines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely makes sense, Sudha. So, Sudha, now we know about you. Okay, we know that you are an animal communicator, you are also an afterlife communicator. But now, in case if someone really wants to, now probably you are unreachable, okay, but people want to meet someone like you, they need
Hmm.
people, help of people like you. How to really make out that that communicator, an animal communicator or an afterlife communicator, is a genuine person?
That's a difficult question to answer. Because in this field, basically, it's like, it also depends upon my willingness to be open. Suppose I have an intention, okay, to connect with someone who is really genuine. Honestly, I would say that go by your instincts. When you meet that
Okay.
person or talk to that person, what are the feelers you get? Are you able to have that confidence in them? Are you getting good vibes from them? Do you believe that they will be really able to help you? And what are the kind of questions they're asking you? What is their attitude towards their work? Just like any other professional, it- the answers are based on your gut. So if when you
Okay.
meet that person, you feel that calmness, surrounded around that person, surrounded by that person. I mean, when you meet them, you feel that calmness. When you approach, obviously you are in a very bad shape and you want to get answers. So are you able to feel that, connect with them? That is the important question. So once you know, okay, I have that confidence in that person, I can feel, that he can help me in connecting with my loved ones in spirit. Yeah. And you can always have a trial run with them, having a small chat. So that will help you to understand. You should understand yourself better before approaching anyone. Are you willing? Are you open? So those are the basic questions. Once you know that you are willing and you are open to receive answers, whatever it might be, XYZ, you are willing to accept those answers, then the way automatically opens up. You are connected to the person who can help you. That's how the universe works. It's like
Perfectly explained.
putting a request in the universe. Okay, this is my wish, and wait for it. Yeah.
Well said. Perfectly explained, Sudha. So,
Yeah.
Sudha, last question of the day for you. Okay, what are your future goals? And can you please give a special advice or a message to our viewers, to our audience?
Okay. My goal basically is one and the same, which has always been to help as many people I can and as many animals I can with the ability that as God has gifted me with. And I would like to put it to good use and connect them with their loved ones, and also bring that comfort to them, making their journey more peaceful. So honestly, that is my goal, and that will always remain my goal. And the advice, the how do I say, my sincere advice would always be, each one of us are fitted with a GPS. Okay, each one of us have that intuitive ability. So we need to rely on our senses, just like how an animal always relies on its senses every second of their life. We will definitely receive the guidance, and any situation does not matter. We will definitely find a way from wherever. We can always get up and walk. It's just that we need to tune into ourselves.
Absolutely.
That
And
is
very
more
perfectly
important.
explained, Sudha. आज
Yeah.
का कॉन्वर्सेशन हमारा एक्चुअली बहुत ही स्पेशल था. So thanks a lot, Sudha, again for your willingness to come over here and speak
Oh,
on such a
yes.
deep topic. ये काफी अच्छा टॉपिक था and I'm glad कि हमने इस पर काफी सारा डिस्कशन किया, काफी सारी चीजें आपसे पता चली. So it's a pleasure to know you. It's a pleasure to connect with you. हो सकता है आगे
Thank you
जाके हम
so
पर्सनली
much.
वन ऑन वन भी कनेक्ट कर सके.
Definitely, definitely. And thank you all so much. Lots of love and wishes to each and everyone who's been watching this show, and also to all of them who, God willing, will watch it in future. So just be assured that we always have the guidance. We just need to tap into it.
Absolutely, Sudha.
Yeah.
So to all the viewers, to all the audience who are there in the podcast today, अगर आपके कोई भी questions हो, अभी भी आप chat में type in कर सकते हैं, या तो फिर you can even type it out in this video comment, and Sudha, we will try to respond to it as soon as
Definitely.
possible.
Sure,
तो
sure.
हम
100%.
किस तरीके से
Yeah.
आपको respond कर सकते हैं.
Definitely, definitely.
So Sudha, there is one more special thing which makes today's podcast special as well, and it is the monthly giveaway. Actually, ये जो giveaway है पूरे महीने चल रहा था, but
Okay.
the winner will be one. It will be chosen once in a month for the entire month. So for the month of February, the special announcement is right now. The
Okay.
monthly giveaway winner is Black Bear, जिसने आपको
I
ढेर सारी
thought so.
questions.
I definitely thought so.
Black Bear Sudha already knew that you were the winner.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah.
It does happen. And Black Bear काफी अच्छे questions पूछते हैं.
Yeah.
इनमें
I'm
काफी
also
deep
very
questions भी
happy.
पूछते हैं.
Yeah. That he post. I mean, it also helps me to advance, right? So
Right.
I'm very happy about it.
Okay. So यहाँ पर Black Bear का response आता है. Awesome info.
Thank you
Got
so much,
many
Black Bear.
such questions.
Yeah. Thank you for also posing such good questions. Yeah.
Okay. So
And
congratulations,
thank you
Black
so
Bear,
much.
again for being the winner.
Yeah.
Keep on asking
Congratulations from my
questions.
side too.
Yes. It's a
Yeah.
500 rupees cash prize that he has won. So I hope you
Please
like
put
it,
it
Black
to
Bear.
some good use. Money is a tool which needs to be put to some good use, purposeful use. I believe in that.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Sudha, thanks a lot again. We will stay in touch for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
हमारा connection बना रहेगा. It is really
100%.
nice listening to you. काफी enriching था, काफी enlightening था. So take care and
You too.
see you
Take
soon.
care, all of you, and thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me on this show. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for your
It
patience.
was
Thank you for your patience. आज बहुत
not
ज़्यादा
at all. I mean, that's
interruption.
no, no, no. It really did
So
not matter.
thanks to
Yeah.
you, thanks to all the viewers and audience also to keep patience with me. ऐसा जनरल लाइव
Yeah.
स्ट्रीम में होता नहीं है, but आज बहुत सारी सिचुएशन
Happens. It's okay.
unavoidable थी. So
Yeah, yeah.
it happens.
It's
जब स्पेशल
absolutely.
पॉडकास्ट होता है तो स्पेशल चीजें होती है.
Yeah, but everything went off well, right? So that's what matters at the end of the show. Yeah.
Absolutely. So take care,
Yeah.
Sudha. Take
Thank
care,
you. Thank
guys.
you.
Have fun. Speak to you all soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.